Hello, greetings, you all. How are you, queens, doing? You ad queens.
Good morning. I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
Good. We have from California and Alabama, literally across the nation down here.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You
Worlds
guys,
apart, but so close.
I know, right? And all in the same, we all in the same motion. And I should not say, Tay, because USDA had been like on freeze. They literally told us they couldn't be on or do anything because there's a freeze still on. However, I noticed yesterday, Miss Bell, just for your purposes, I saw that the freeze has been lifted. Something came across my email. So that's
unless
uh-huh.
the language contains anything that can be
DEI.
considered DEI. Yeah.
I know that's a whole nother subject, and we're going to get into it, y'all. We're going to get into it today because I tell you, whoo, I,
The
I'm going
woman's
to let
work
you
is
all
never
start off.
done.
I know, but I really think, and I believe, because I'm a believer, that God even uses what we wouldn't think the unexpected to deliver our message, if this makes sense. Strategically, we're going to be able to bring out through a President Trump what didn't happen with President Biden on behalf of women farmers. So, and his voice is way bigger than ours. So, just with strategic planning and humbleness, we'll get there. But I want to start by letting each one of you introduce yourselves, and we're going to start in alphabetical order with Alabama. Miss Bell, if you could introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, what you do, what you want to do. This is how we're going to start off, and then we'll move to our next guest. Miss Bell.
All right. I'm Cheryl Bell, living in
Mhm.
Alabama. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio, but like most of us my roots are here in the South, with my
Mhm.
parents both being from different parts of Alabama. So I spent probably just about every other summer or every other vacation in the South, in Alabama, in the country. So it's in my blood. Always have been. Um, I didn't actually live here until I was an adult, in my 40s when my mom got ill. So I've been here now for 16 years.
Wow, what a
Had to
transition.
kind of take over the family farm here, and rather than selling it, because we know they ain't making no more land. Like my daddy used to say,
That's what
baby,
my
they
uncle
ain't
said.
making no more land. So
None, exactly.
hold on to it. Do what you can with it. Coming from Cleveland, Ohio, I was not a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Always liked animals, always liked the country, always liked nature. So
Mm.
that's why I was able to kind of stick around. Um, and I knew that I had to do something besides, just letting everything grow. Continuing some work that I started in Ohio, which was working with special needs kids in horseback therapy.
Okay.
So I started that in Ohio. When I came to Alabama, I was basically taking care of my mom full time. But when she passed away, I kind of reconnected with that community and started doing that type of work here with an
Mhm.
organization that does horseback therapy for special needs kids. Um, and through that, I was able to obtain a couple of horses on my own, through one of our volunteers that blessed me with some horses that they weren't able to keep anymore. And so I kind of implemented that same kind of program in my own community,
Mhm.
not necessarily for special needs kids that I was working with. Those kids were autistic, some of them were physically challenged with muscular dystrophy and things like that. But the kids in my area, were just basically your average everyday kid that, even though they were from the country, maybe never had a chance to ride a horse, or maybe, never had a chance to really explore the different economical options that are available when it comes to agriculture. So I saw that, a lot of these kids couldn't wait to leave the country, because they didn't see the value in land. They didn't
Right.
see the opportunity economically in a rural area, which is very limited. So
Right.
I wanted to explore, and I had to learn right along with them, really, the opportunities that are available for rural area kids, or that are available in those areas that we've not necessarily been excluded from, but just kind of shied away from because background, we kind of think of farming and we kind of relate that to slavery. So, we kind of, Black people in a kind of a large perspective kind of shy away from it. Well, we're coming right back around full circle. Everybody's kind of coming back to our beginnings, coming back to the basics, and we need it. And then the educational opportunities and career opportunities that are available in so many areas of agriculture, science, environmental sciences, mathematics, food science. So I wanted to, kind of get our kids exposed to those areas and opportunities. And a lot of them, have taken advantage of it. I've seen some, go off to college and veterinarian school, and the kids that were in my program started at like age to 8 and 9. They're all grown now. Makes me feel very old, but they're in college. I've got one of the girls. She's like a great basketball captain and star now. Some of them, stuck with it, and some didn't. But the point was giving them those options.
That's right.
That they didn't have before. I mean, these kids did everything from gardening to beekeeping, and also developed some entrepreneurial skills where they were able to develop and sell products, honey, and things like that. So that's been what we have been doing. What I want to do is eventually maybe turn this farm into a learning farm that will be a pipeline to colleges and universities for kids that want to explore those other educational opportunities. So
that is also your 4-H and your 4-H program. You are a true testimony that it's needed in our communities.
Absolutely. Yeah. I actually started my youth program about 4 years before I became a 4-H leader. And absolutely, I just found that even though the kids have 4-H available, a lot of them aren't able to take advantage of a lot of the 4-H benefits, because a lot of the 4-H kids come from homes that have traditionally been farmed or farmers in their family for generations. And so you had, kids with nothing, competing with kids that could go raise a calf and get $50,000 for it,
Right.
So those type of things, and those kind of challenges, and they still exist, and the divide is great, and we're just trying to close the gap.
And we are so appreciative to you. I can't say enough. And the story is to be told, because you are definitely one of those farmers that's going to be at the table with us on our advisory council. That's something I got to talk to you, and as well as Miss Muhammad offline, that we are developing to be there in DC, hopefully this month sometime. Miss Muhammad, can you please, from California, tell us, who you are, what part of California, what you do? And we are so thankful to have you as well.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Nicole Muhammad, and I am in Northern California in the San Joaquin County, which is a very, probably the largest growing section that in California, not probably, but I believe that it is. And we are like the agriculture hub, and we actually grow, not we as in me, but my area grows and ships all over the world. Probably 75%, um 75% of the country. My area is a very ag strong area,
Okay.
to say the least. I am a health coach by profession, a certified health coach that fell in love with growing food by having a garden in my backyard, and now I'm been a farmer for the past 4 to 5 years now. As a matter of fact, um, I am the executive director and founder of Ignite Well Within, which is my nonprofit. And long story short, I have a CSA program. Um, and I love, love, love to serve my community and people who look like us. For me to live in San Joaquin County, there's no reason why anybody should be hungry.
Okay.
There's plenty of land, there's plenty of food, there's plenty of farmers. And so I'm just, by God's permission, I'm trying to do my part.
That's
Um,
it.
and my CSA program, we started off with 12 families. Now we're up to 137 families that get produce twice a
Whoa.
month. So we are small but mighty. And I want to show you right now because I work for a company called Edible Schoolyard Project, Stockton.
Uh-huh.
And we have a CSA I'm the CSA coordinator. And look, you see a line of cars right here?
Yes.
I don't know if you can see it, but the
I can
line of
see right there in
cars
the back. I do see it.
is
Yes.
it's all the way down the street and around the corner. So um
Oh
I
wow,
am
they get good
also
food.
I get to feed us on two levels, with my
Mm.
own nonprofit and with the organization that I work for. I created a travel CSA program where I deliver um, uh, produce directly to the schools that look like us, that need us,
Yes.
that are in our areas. And so we have a travel CSA program that I set up, and we go once a month to a different elementary school that really need it, And so I'm just trying to give back and grow food. And I don't believe any child should go to school hungry.
Wow.
I host tons of health and wellness workshops and trying to make our community help our community understand that food is information that tells our bodies how to behave and how
Yes.
do we want them to behave, and so I do my very best to educate us and myself and to stay up on all of the latest information on health and wellness and nutrition for the food that it is that I grow. I have a host of family and friends that believe in me and encourage me and has helped me along the way. Of course, with all by God's permission, but being able to feed people is such a blessing to me because, again, like I said, no child deserves to be hungry. And not just that, but I
Mhm.
want to help us and our mothers and our fathers not have to choose, do I buy organic produce from a store? Or do I fill up my gas tank? Now, somebody lives in Alabama, Miss Bell lives in Alabama, but in California, gas is $5 a gallon. Okay.
Wow.
So I want to be able to help in any area that I can. And
Definitely.
loving the CSA program, which is, in case any of your listeners don't know, Community Supported Agriculture Program. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm just very blessed to be able to do so. And I first thank you so very much for reaching out to me and inviting me to be on such a wonderful show.
Thank you.
Um,
Welcome.
it's very needed. And information in agriculture, I agree with Miss Bell. We have to take our power back.
Yeah.
We have to take our power back and how powerful and understand how powerful it is to farm and to till the land and to see something grow from seed to a fruit or a vegetable and all of the components in between. I think is very important that we take our power back because farming is very powerful. Um, the world doesn't revolve keep going. Well, the world will turn, but I'm saying we need food, and so in order to grow and understand why it is that we should grow, how it is that we maintain ourselves and our bodies and our organs, and to be in the best physical health that we can, and to try and live on this planet as healthy as we can until we have no more breath. So it's like, that's my passion. Um, Giving us information, taking the power back, thanking my ancestors, and trying to feed us. That's what I love. That's my passion. And I get to do it on multiple levels. So I'm blessed. No complaints.
Oh my goodness. What a bless. Literally, you guys got me up here tearing because that's
Mm,
how I'm so like in awe and so blessed to have you both, to be in this company, to be in your space, to just for you to come on the show because it shows the world how what we're doing, our part,
mm-hmm,
as well as being an example to our children, what you're supposed to do on earth. Yes, you're supposed to
mm-hmm.
take care of yourselves, but you have the ultimate duty. If you're remotely trying to live like the master, you have the ultimate duty to
Come
help
on.
take care of each other.
That's
Um,
right.
there's just no way we're supposed to be on this earth worrying about, like I was telling my husband, we are talking, I don't supposed to worry about us three and nobody else. It's just
Right.
not
That's right.
designed like well, God didn't design me like that. And I'm very thankful, like I said, you guys are confirmation that how we are pulling together as a sisterhood, if you will. And Miss
Mm-hmm.
Bell knows firsthand how National Women in Agriculture for 17 years, the woes, the ups, the downs, but mostly downs, but we're still here
That's right.
by the grace of God and able to connect with people like you to share your story. So they could do it too. And for you all that don't know what CSA is, it's Community Service Agriculture. Am I correct?
Community supported agriculture. Yes, ma'am.
Supported agriculture that
Yes, ma'am.
where you're growing the food. Can you explain to them a little bit how that works so they know how to make money as well?
Yes, ma'am. So there's a few different ways that you can create a CSA program. The
Mhm.
great Dr. Watley is the founder of CSA, which is a Black man that in the 60s and 70s decided, you know what, I need to help the community and I need to help the farmers. And
Mm.
so he created and that time he created a membership. And so tons of families would have and I'm just using this number, I don't know what number he had, but a $40 membership. Twice a
Mhm.
month you'll receive a 10-pound bag of produce,
Mm.
and it'll be delivered to your front door, or you'll come and pick it up. And so because my organization is nonprofit, a lot of what it is that I'm able to give is grant funded. And
Mhm.
so because we're grant funded, then I'm able to give it to the families for free.
Yes.
And then also create a membership to cover some of the costs, of actually growing the food,
Yes.
delivery services and things like that. So you create a membership, you grow only what it is that that families need: lettuce, broccolis, cucumbers, tomatoes, depending on whatever season it is. Like we're turning over land right now to get ready for spring. But
Yes.
so you guarantee a produce bag between 6 to 10 pounds. Everyone, you create a membership for
Mhm.
whatever cost, it's up to you, and
Mhm.
what your costs are. We all know how much it is to grow, and, for compost and, all of those things. But
Mhm.
um, $40 membership, you get a produce bag twice a month for your family.
That's
Um, Families who can't afford and need a little bit of extra help, then we donate those bags with the grant funds. And so
that's
we
beautiful.
generally have between 5 to 6 items in each bag. Winter, the bags are, a little heavier because we have all of the squash, butternut squash, spaghetti squash, angel hair, so all of
Mm.
those are heavier. So sometimes it's a little more in the summer and spring. Here comes the fruit. So, you get fruit along with, your produce. So God has been good to me, and he's
Because you're
enabled me
doing
to
it.
help families. He's enabled me to help families in ways that it's the testimonies for me. Thank you, Miss Nicole, because I couldn't afford this and I had to pay rent, and I had,
Mm.
everything is expensive. Everything is just increasing by the moment, it seems like.
And it's about
But
to get really, really
I'm just
expensive.
yeah, I'm just trying to do my part, So I created a travel CSA for the organization that I work for. And it's no greater feeling than to give the produce bags right in the hands of the babies. They call me the grocery lady. They
I
see me
love
coming and they
it.
be like, "Here come the grocery lady," and I'm okay with it.
That's right. That's right. So they know that's the good grocery lady.
Right, that's the grocery
That is
lady. I'll be the grocery
phenomenal.
lady.
Oh
So
my God. This
it
is
warms
That's
my
so
heart.
much healthier too.
Yes.
I know, like a lot of the food banks, you're
mhm.
getting all the processed foods and the box,
Yucky food.
the stuff that's not real food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Nicole, that's an awesome thing.
I
And
try to, I try to teach people,
grow
it's
some
not
of
just
it.
a cliche saying. Food tells our bodies how to behave. It controls our
Right.
emotions. It controls our behaviors. What are we feeding our children before they go to school and then we expect them to sit down and pay
Exactly.
attention? We're confusing their bodies and their brains. And so I'm just trying to do my part to help our children have less and less of these diagnoses and pills. And there's a pill for everything.
Everything.
Right.
And so my pill is in the
Not no
soil,
homework.
right? So
I love
my
it.
pill is in the soil in my kitchen in my refrigerator, and I'm just trying to
Yeah.
do my absolute very best to help my people live healthier and longer lives. That's it.
Amen. Amen,
Thank
sister.
you.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
what part of California? Because I missed that at the point. What part of California are you from again?
I'm in Northern California in Stockton, San
Stockton.
Joaquin
Okay, you're in
County.
Stockton. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That's where Mr. Ahmad is. Okay.
Ahmad Majid.
Ahmad.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh huh.
And we were scheduled to come out there literally in May. However, with this new
Ah.
administration, we're waiting to see if we could possibly make that happen to do an event there in Stockton. But of course, we want to go to Crenshaw to do something there. It's a church of 15,000 members that have called upon us to come over there in Crenshaw to host an event and get some things going there. But
Mm,
again, I think it's going to happen because, like I said, what we have planned, and again, I would love to invite both of you to sit on our advisory council. What
mm.
that looks like, it's and don't hurt me, but it's a Trump administration advisory council, Women in Agriculture Advisory Council. I see you, Miss Zeta. I see you. I see you.
Yeah.
However, you all,
You hurt my soul. You hurting my soul right now.
that's
What's going
okay.
on?
That's okay.
But I'm
I
open for
think
dialogue.
right. The thing is that we're trying to go for what we didn't get in the other administrations. And what that looks like is sustainable funding, which will go to women like you all that are in the communities doing the work. And that this sustainable funding that Miss Bell could verify. I've been working on this for over a century of what I've had fact checked that where other farmers or youth groups have been receiving over $300 million per year in this Smith-Lever Act of 1914. I've been fact checked, like I said, 300 million goes to actually it's the land grant university, but 50 million is approximately, and all this is in writing, what I'm saying, is pulled out to go to 4-H and FFA groups. And everybody know those are great, great youth programs. However, our babies are not there. We want to be a pilot program to 4-H for at-risk youth. That's simple. We have a backing farm group that's the largest farmers and ranchers union. They have support. They have over 200,000 members. They are the advocating group that work with the White House. They have endorsed us and said, you're right. And it will not even touch their funding. There's funding in there for this. So we're trying to make this history with President Trump, which would make, him a legend as far as what he's doing for female farmers and children, American women and children. I always like to say that because in every country, they could couple them together, women and children. So we want to make sure that we're coupled together as well in order to receive, forever sustainable, like I said, forever sustainable funding, because this has been going on since 1914. So where this is over 120 years. And our organization is the only one that knocked and said, hey, this isn't fair. Can we please help our children have those same opportunities so they can live prosperous lives? Because like you and all of us know, agriculture is the sustainable way of living. No matter what, you will have a job and you will be able to eat if you are connected in agriculture. And our babies don't know that. So that's where at. You guys, I want to pause right there. Do you see the numbers for you guys? We're trending live. on several of our platforms. We're up to 10,524 viewers. So
Oh,
just
wow.
so you know,
Wow.
it trends on all of our platforms. When I say LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So we do have a platform of people in all over the world. This is when I say that our African chapter. We have chapters over in Africa. I have one now over in Pakistan that's pending. That's a part of our advisory council person that's coming on board. The point being is Trump said he's going to take care of farmers. That is my point. I got it recorded last night. I recorded that part. If nothing else, I made sure that was recorded. And he said, Miss Karen Jones, I believe Miss Karen is also from Alabama.
Karen is, yep, she's one of my teamies. She's yeah.
Alabama's in the house. I tell you, when you find good people from Alabama, I'm telling you with God love, hang on. That's the how I said, the salt of the earth people, if you will. Because when I think about the South, I think about the struggles our people had to go through, and still to this day, you see, we're still having to go through it. We still having to go through some things, but we have women like you all that's saying, okay, no matter what the barriers are, we're still going to get out there and do what we do and take care of our babies. So that, as far as understanding who National Women in Agriculture is, what we're about, we are the largest minority agriculture organization in the world, period. There's nothing like us on the map. When I say in the world, we're able to literally go out, and you could click into our chapter leaders on our website, as well as we have an actual data system that Google tells us how many people from all over the world that taps into us, that wants to become involved. We're trying to work on an international conference. However, money is not right. Funding's not right. And as a result of that, we have to pause and wait till everything gets structurally right. But we chose you all to kick off our National Women's Month. When we go in and we drill in, we look. My assistant, Volante Tay, I call her, she does an excellent job as far as making sure who fits the script to make sure they're going to get this message out. So I can't take any credit of all that arranging and speaking to you all. So thank you, Tay.
Thank you, Tay.
On that note, Dr. Steele, on that note for National Ag Month, National Women in Agriculture Day is coming up.
Yes.
Now, our Facebook page, not yours, but mine, had been hacked. So I'm trying to straighten it out. But I am announcing that for National Women in Agriculture Day, we have a campaign coming up. It's called Farming is Sexy. Because usually farming is the new sexy, okay?
Talk to me nice, Miss Bell. Talk to me nice.
Yes.
It's the new sexy. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for not only women, but men too.
Yes.
We want to dispel this myth of the farmer being an old white male in in overalls.
Right.
Because we know that there are so many, not enough, but so many women and men, younger generation farmers, and we need to start highlighting those people. And so what I'm going to do is I've got the YouTube page set up, the YouTube channel, but I'm trying to work on our hacked page so I can really get the message out. And if I can't get it straightened out next couple of days, I'm just going to go through maybe you guys to kind of spread the word. But we're looking for female and male farmers to interview, to feature their farms, see what they're doing. We've got some prizes. I'm tapping some of our business folks since the government's not acting right now. We've got some, in our business community that's willing to step up and kind of help us with this. We're kind of having to push the day of our event back a little and just give it a couple of days. Like you said, we got some stuff to straighten out.
I tell you, these are some times. But as Miss Karen Jones said last night, Mr. President said he loved farmers and he's going to help us. And that brings me to talking about understanding the tariffs.
Miss
That's
Dr. Gray, excuse
uh-huh.
me.
Yes,
So I have to get back to the CSA program.
I
But I
understand.
just I really wanted to express my thankful and I just really thankful for you all inviting me onto the platform. I
That's
was
right.
sure because we're on different time frames. It's 10
I do
o'clock.
understand.
It's 10 o'clock here, and that's right in the middle of our CSA program.
Mhm.
But I wanted to keep my word, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to say thank you and
Most
I
definitely.
appreciate what it is that you're doing and the information that you're giving us because I definitely need it. I have not been in agriculture for decades, but I'm here to learn and
You are
do the
working
very
with
best that I
USDA
can.
people, though, right? You are connected to USDA programs. That's
Not Ignite Well Within, not my nonprofit, but the organization that I work for. Some of their funding comes from the USDA. Yes, ma'am.
okay. So
Um,
that's something that we need to work on to tap into
yes,
because,
Lord.
and I'll work with you on the side with that because I need to get you
Okay.
connected to those programs. And I will be in
Yes,
contact
please.
with you because, again, for advisory council, I thank you. I
I
understand.
appreciate
Morning
you
farming, I
so
get it.
much.
God
Yes,
bless.
ma'am.
Keep doing what you
Thank
do.
you. Thank you, Miss Bell. It was
Thank
so
you,
lovely to meet
Nicole.
you.
Thank you. We're
Yes,
going to talk
ma'am. You
real
all have a
soon.
beautiful day.
You too,
You
babe.
too.
Okay,
You too.
bye-bye.
Bye bye. I tell you, Miss Bell, you see. Like I said, you guys are on separate, parts of the country. You all are, but still
Miles
doing
apart.
work.
Yeah.
Work. You all are putting in community work that really makes a difference in this world. But back to understanding what the terrorists have and how we are able to connect in and help with what we're trying to do. Literally, right now, we're going to be actually working with farmers all over. And luckily, I have been blessed to meet this lady who has been working with food banks. So, women in agriculture are going to open our own food banks. That's what we're going to do with some of the money. The resources is that because we have an expert that's what she does. She has like 90 something farmers up under her that's able to get the food out, and this money comes through the government as well, even through state funding that we're able to tap into. But of course, with our chapter leaders, we want them to be trained to have their food banks tied in with their educational farms, so forth and so on. So that is one thing that how we're going to help with the food crisis, with the new tariffs that's come out, that some of our fertilizers and things like that come in from Canada, and then, of course, our
Right.
food from Mexico,
Right.
where President Trump is saying, "Hey, farmers, this is our opportunity to monopolize on this." So we definitely have the solution to the issues, and we want to make sure, like people like yourself, that is there, and Ms. Muhammad, that are at the table with us saying what you're doing right now, that you've been doing with practically nothing. So
Really.
literally.
Oh,
So,
prayer.
and my thing is, it shouldn't have been this way. I have told you that the Biden administration, I have to agree with President Trump on some of the issues because our organization was one of those organizations that got hit as a result of some of the mishandlings, if you will, of their leadership that didn't even remotely and spoke to our organization several times from the beginning of the administration to the end and gaslighted and took our ideas from, but they couldn't do it because it wasn't from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like it couldn't stand. So we have our story, we have our proof, we have our emails, we have our Zoom links showing everything we did to try to help with this food crisis back in that administration. Nothing goes against President
I'm going
Biden.
to keep hope alive. You know, I have my issues with this
I know.
current administration, but I'm going to keep hope alive. I'm going to give the benefit of the very big doubt.
Yes.
And I am praying that all your dreams come true, my sister.
In the name of Jesus, because your girl getting older.
I think with Biden, I think their focus was main on individual farmers, not necessarily organizations. So we got we slipped through the crack where some organizations were, and it's who you know, where you know, all of that.
Or who like you or who don't like you. In our case, as
that's
far
it.
as even dealing with minorities, when people look
Yeah.
like you and I, and where they can help and they don't, there's a problem. That's a problem in leadership itself, because one thing, you don't have to like me, but you got to like the work that we do. Does that make sense? Because it speaks
Yeah,
for
amen to
itself.
that.
So when
Right.
you're dealing with leadership that is looking at you don't even belong in leadership, because it has nothing to do with the individual. If you like the way I look or don't like it, because I've never done nothing to any of them other than do what I've been doing, and it survived. So, but I want to get back to your event. This is your show. I want you to, from here, to tell us what
Okay.
you're planning on doing.
Well, like I said, we want to kind of dispel the myth of what a farmer is. And I have met so many dynamic women and men farmers in our community, and a lot of them now are under age 40. And we need to really, yes, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, we need to really lift them up, because what they're doing, they're realizing the value of land. They're realizing the value of being self-sustaining. They're realizing, the value of teaching nutrition to our youth and our generations. It floored me when I first came here and started this, that, I had college students that could name, different varieties of vegetables that's growing in the garden, common things. Yeah. Like everybody knows what a tomato looks like,
Right.
But show them a spaghetti squash or acorn squash. They couldn't name that, eggplants, just different things. And so what we want to do, and starting with the launch of the Farming is Sexy campaign, we're going to be making videos on our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is up. It's called Farming is Sexy. And I should have had the link up here, but I didn't. But we want the women farmers, especially of the nation, to just send in, their videos, some of the work that they're doing, how they got started, why they do what they do. Like I said, I'm trying to get our Facebook page unhacked so I could, get that information out more strongly. But
Can we help direct that traffic to you?
Oh, absolutely. You could,
Farming
definitely. Can I write on here? Is there somewhere I could put?
Yeah, but I could have Tay right now. She could type it in for us.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Okay, well, let's start with the email at the National Women NWIAA, AL for Alabama, so it's 3 A's. NWIAAAL chapter at gmail.com. You can start there, and then I'll be posting the links on the National Women in Agriculture Association page, and as well as our Facebook page, the national organizations page, and several other places. So like I said, we had to kind of push back some of our dates and things like that, but we're going to get that back up and get a solid date for when we want to announce the winner, because this is a competition.
I love it.
Competition, and we want to have first, second, and third place winners. Our first place is going to be $5,000 for this woman's farm.
Wow, that is nice. That's intentional resources.
Yes. That's going to be the first place prize, because we know that things like equipment, fertilizers, those things cost money. And when you have to put it out of pocket, of course, we have the National Resources and Conservation's equip programs and things like that. But we don't know how much of that is going to be going forward right now. Right. So much has been it's been frozen. and put on hold, that we just don't know what's happening right now. I mean, I'm expecting a grant just for my own farm that right now is frozen. To be able to just fertilize my fields, you know what I'm saying? So if I have to come out of pocket with that, myself, it's going to put a real burden on myself financially. And then it also prolongs, what we would have been able to get done. Because, with farming, everything has a window. And if you miss the window, you got to wait till the next season, So those are the things that, those are the challenges that we're trying to deal with now and get on top of now, is even though we've been thrown off time-wise, we still want to basically meet those deadlines within the growing season, to get things going. So farming is sexy, and we say that not as a physical sexy, but if you can feed your family, hey, is that not sexy? If you can feed
it's the attractive, sustainable thing to do. And I love the title "Farming is Sexy" because it should be sexy. I mean, that should be the most attractive field to me, because it hits every area of life. So I love your title. I love it. I love it. I love it. But what is the second prize? I'm trying to make sure I think.
That second prize we're coming up with, and it'll probably be in the form of equipment. A form of equipment or scholarship opportunities. We're speaking with different organizations that have furthering educational opportunities that they could take advantage of. So third prize we haven't come up with yet, but we're working on it.
Okay, this sounds great. I love it. I love it. What I'm going to do is make sure that Tay has the information as well, and we're going to start directing that traffic to you. Farming is sexy. Do you have a logo or anything, or do you just have the?
I do. Am I able to type? I don't know. I guess not.
Yeah, she can share a screen. Hold on.
Let's see.
On this platform.
On the right side, you should have a little comic section. But
okay, well, you know what? Let me pull up. Let me see if I could pull up the YouTube channel.
Okay, so at the bottom, you see where it says present.
I sure do. I do.
It should give you the option to share your screen once you get to the YouTube channel, and we'll be able to see exactly what's on your screen.
Okay, well, let me see if I can pull up my YouTube real quick.
Okay, this is great. I am so thankful. Miss Bell, you down there doing your thing. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Okay, let's see. YouTube.
Just let me know whenever you've completed putting your stuff in.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my. If I'd known we were going to do this, I would have been ready, but I'm not. Oh, sorry, you guys.
That's okay.
I am not that tech savvy. I'm not. That's why it takes me longer.
Why you think I have taste in here?
Huh?
I'm like, nah, they'll be waiting on me forever.
I know, right? Okay, you know what? I can
try to go there with them.
Let's see. It's already on my phone. 1 second.
Well, if not, Miss Bell, you can also wait and send it up to us to Tay, and she can get it out there for you. Because the whole point is to make sure that everything gets solidified here, and they know of your program, and we get things.
Y'all know I'm an outside girl. I am not tech savvy. I hate working on computers.
You okay? I'm out there. That's just we have these young people. I love it.
I know, right?
Sexy. Okay, I see it. I see it.
There it is. Okay, there we go. All right. And those are just some videos I did a couple of years ago about container gardening.
Okay.
A couple of videos on container gardening, and it doesn't have a lot of content, but I'm going to put up a lot more content since.
That's fine. I love the whole concept.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that pretty much concludes our show. We saw again from Alabama to California and back again. We had literally a CSA program literally taking place in California. So that was good to see that, and the work that she's doing on that side, the work that you're doing in there, as far as with the children, you stole my heart from day one. You knew that, like I was just like, say no more. You are my.
We got kind of knocked down when COVID and everything came
yes.
in, and so it's been a challenge, but the blessing was that at the same time, my kids, that was their age out year, so it kind of worked.
Worked itself out. Yes.
It kind of worked itself out. Yeah. And so, I've been able to go into a couple of the local schools and help them with some gardening projects. But, we want to see a larger scale, of course, we want to do everything on a big scale. We just have to take baby steps.
We do. And ultimately we have to save our children, because they're getting killed and incarcerated at such early ages, as a result of just not having something to do and somewhere to go. I think idle time and mind just keeps them just out there in the streets, lazy too, sleeping all day, whatever they do, but it's not productive. And again, getting that good food in them and having programs like yours that they could tap into at an early age, or even you be able to hire them, like the older teenagers.
That's the ultimate goal right there.
I mean, I get it, because I hire teenagers. I mean, they're the ones that work the gardens for me and stuff. They're from right here in the community. In our community, it's something that gives them a lifelong skill while they're helping you, and because they have the energy level, and we need to divert that energy to something good for themselves and for the community. But that's the end of the show. Again, you said what?
I just said thank you so much for everything you're doing. Thanks for bringing me into the organization.
You are that woman, okay?
I guess we'll be going back to DC soon.
Most definitely. And that's all I can say. I'm working triple time. Like I said, I'll go to sleep thinking about it. I wake up thinking about it. God put something new in my head every day. But I just got off the phone before we started this show with Washington, D.C. Actually trying to make sure we get this confirmed date for National Women's Month, because it's going to be 3 events. We're going to have one at the USDA with all of their top leaders from each department to let them know. Then we're going to go to Capitol Hill, because, that's where our Congresswoman Sheila McCormick, she's reintroducing our bill, because we have a new administration, so she has to reintroduce it. Right. So we're going to do an event there as far as a listening panel and getting all the different legislators, including, what's the young lady's name that I never can think of her name down there from Texas? Jasmine Crockett. Believe it or not, her office has tapped in, because we have chapters in Dallas.
She's on the ag board there.
Yeah, and she's literally so interested in what we got to say, and literally trying to help us with hearings, so forth. We've talked to her office from Ohio. Betty, what's her name? I see her name. Your congresswoman from there. She actually came to my event in DC in September. Can't think of her name right now. Miss Beatty. Miss Beatty.
Oh, Beatty. Okay.
Yes. Her office is on board. And also we're tapping into the Momnibus congressional leaders. I didn't even know it was such a committee, but there is a Momnibus actual committee that's dealing with mothers, and we got the maternity center here. So needless, and then of course the event at the White House. The event at the White House would be, of course, the meeting with our honorable president, as well as a garden party, their reception for National Women's Month with him, to show and of course at that time we will introduce our solutions that we're going to help his legacy, as well as all the people across the globe where our initiative has been there, and the other administrations failed to even acknowledge us. So he's on target, but we'll talk about that later. I
appreciate me to shake his hand. No, I'm kidding. But
you have a blessed day. I love you always, sis, and Soul Sisters for Life. And as I tell you all at the end of our talk show, you can reach us at NWIAA.org. That is our website. We are trending on all platforms across the nation, across the world, if you would like to get involved. We are looking for members to serve on our advisory council. We do not discriminate as far as race, gender, or actual, your religion. So we want to make sure we give all women in agriculture. You can also be a male, but we want women farmers to join our advisory council to share what you're doing and how you will be helping us feed America and further on across the globe. Again, thank you all. It's a great day in ag to make that bag. Have a great day.
God bless.
Bye-bye. God bless.